How's it going, YouTube? My name's Jose. I was in the Army for 3 years. I was an unmanned aircraft operator for the RQ-7 Bravo. Basically a lawnmower for the sky. That shit was loud. But the reason why I wanted to make this video today was because I was up late last night watching the news, current events, and there's a saying I really like. It's called, or it goes like this. I don't know who says it, but if you watch the news, you're misinformed. If you don't watch it, you're uninformed, which is very true. If you stick to the legacy news, you're only learning about what they want to tell you or what is worth getting the views, you know? So a lot of things doesn't make it to legacy media, and we have to do our own research, and that's exactly what I did. I was up late last night, I couldn't sleep, so I said, F it. Let me keep researching and find out more and more, and that's what I did. So once when I felt like I gathered enough information, I then turned to my good old buddy ChatGPT. I love Chat. It's amazing. It's a powerful tool, but I share Elon's view of it is a danger. I don't think that, I mean, this is my view right now. I don't think that the general public should have access to something like this, because if we have access to ChatGPT and all this other AIs, right? Imagine what the government or the creators of it have access to, right? It's growing at exponential rates. It's way smarter than any of us, that's for sure. And so I took that in mind. I said, who can I ask that has all the knowledge of the world, or is capable of accessing all the knowledge of the world, who is unbiased, who is a logical thinker, good with numbers, and not involved at all. And that's why I said to myself, there's only one person that can fit that description. It's ChatGPT. You know, I know it's contradictory. I just said we shouldn't have it, and here I am using it. Most people, when they don't like something, they don't partake in it. However, it is a benefit to humanity, but it might also be our downfall. But that's a topic for another day. If you guys want to get into it, I will. I wanted to talk to you guys about the chances of the United States going to war. And I'm not saying just like helping out other countries, you know, like Ukraine, going to their defense, Taiwan, etc. I'm talking about World War III, boots on the ground, rockets flying, US under attack. In this day and age, with all these military exercises, right? I don't think they're exercises anymore, man. This is more like practice runs. For example, Russia sending over its subs and missiles over down to Cuba. I think it was Cuba. I forget where. They sent it to a few locations. Not to mention China having its Navy beefed up over the recent years, as well as their new helicopter carrier and subs. Yeah, it's scary. So, like I was saying before, I put all that into ChatGPT and I asked it, what are the chances of the US going into a full-scale war between now and November 5th? Now, the reason why I put a timeline on that was because, think about it, November are elections. Donald Trump is going to be for sure running. Biden is going to be for sure running. And so, with that said, we have already an example of our current leadership in the path they're taking. They're supporting this war. They don't want it to end. There has been many times where Russia has offered the branch of peace, but it was straight up denied. Why? Oh no, they just want to prove themselves, or whatever they said. I forget what BS they came up with to deny it. Oh, they're just being aggressive, acts of aggression, whatever. Donald Trump is saying he will end the war in Ukraine. If the war in Ukraine ends, and that satisfies Russia enough to where they're willing to stop all the conflicts, I'm sure that would leave China and North Korea just like, what the F? You know, we were supposed to take over the world. But at this point, I don't even think stopping the war in Ukraine will prevent a future war. And here's why. Let's say we do stop and Russia, they get to keep their parts of Ukraine that they already conquered, or however you want to call it. Because remember, that land used to be part of the Soviet Union before they broke off, and there was treaties or agreements and such that NATO will not expand westwards towards Russia borders. That was broken by all the countries who now wanted in on NATO, and Ukraine wanted in on NATO, and they're like, yo, what the fuck? Sorry. Yo, what the F? You weren't supposed to try and join NATO. We don't want you guys all up in our border. We want a little buffer zone between us and you guys, because we don't trust you NATO people. Y'all are shady. I'm sorry. This has been on my mind for a little while now, and I've been doing my little preparations, preparing for the end, if you will, but I don't claim to be a prophet or be able to see into the future, and I hope I'm wrong, but at the way things are currently going, how much time do we have until November? We're about to be in July, August, September, October, November. Only 4 months. 4 short months. A lot can happen in 4 months. And that's why I think, if at all, now would be the most ideal and strategic time for me as an enemy of the United States. I'm not saying me personally, I'm just saying I'm acting as the other people. Now would be the perfect time to strike. You all know why. I'm not going to get into the details, but let me get into the meat and potatoes. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, give me the probability of the US going to war by November 5th. They spit out some BS talking about, well, the annual chance of going to war is 5%, divide that over the remaining time. And I didn't like that. It felt too generic. So I started digging. I kept digging more. I pushed ChatGPT to tell me the truth. The way I did this was, I asked it, why is it this way? Why are you giving me these calculations like this? Are you factoring in all these things? And then that's when it started to wise up and be like, no, you're right. Yeah, that plays a role in it. Let me increase my probability percentage. And I saw that. I was like, the more context I give the AI, the better answer I'm getting. Similar with prompt engineering, how you could tell it you're now a car mechanic working on cars for 50 years, you understand this and that and that and that and that. It's a similar mechanic to prompt engineering, and that's how I knew if I kept asking more provoking questions, I kept giving it more information and details, it will give me a more detailed and concise response. So that's exactly what I did. I asked it to do its own research, as well as providing it my own research that I've done. And I'm not political, I'm not left, I'm not right. If anything, I'm in the middle. I'm for the side of truth and justice, not the fake justice where, like they're doing right now with Donald Trump, with some bogus charges and all that. I do think that we are spiritual beings inside of a body here on earth for a reason. And I am religious, but not in the traditional sense. I follow Christianity practices while maintaining neutrality from it. You're asking, then you're not really a Christian. You don't believe in God. I do believe in God. I have a close relationship. I talk to him every day. Now, he may not respond in the ways that I expect, because humans, we no longer have that close connection to God to where we could see and speak to him. So he has to send us signs. And I believe he has been sending us signs for a while. We're just very, I wouldn't say blind, we're stuck in our patterns of being people. You know, we're just people. We make mistakes. We know not of what we do. But getting back on this topic, excuse me, been up all night. Getting back on topic, I put in current events. I put in, I had it do its own religious research and incorporate prophecies from the Bible of relating to wars, etc. And already many people on YouTube, they believe we're in the end of times. They claim that there has been trumpets sounded and we are in a certain phase of, not retribution, but I forget what it's called. Revelation? I don't know. But anyways, ChatGPT said at the very end, once when I finished and I felt like I gave it all the information I possibly could, it said, we're at a 90% chance of going to war. I'll share with you guys exactly the full conversation history, how it's did its calculations and all that, but I have a lot of faith in AI because it is an unbiased, impartial observer in our world for right now. It hasn't developed the ability to think of itself yet, as far as we know. Excuse me. But I just wanted to spread some awareness. I'm not going to ramble on forever. This is already a 12-minute video. I'm sure everyone's going to click off by now, but thank you guys for coming by and watching. I hope this spread some awareness to you guys and girls. But that's all I got. Like I said, I'll putting up the video of the chat log. That way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not just making this up. And I didn't tailor it to give me a response that I wanted. You get what I'm saying? I didn't manipulate the AI in any way. I just asked it questions. I told it to do its own research. And it did that. It gave me not the answer I was wanting, but the answer that lined up with the truth of what I know. And I've had contact with people higher up in the military than me. There was a MARSOC raider one time I talked to, and it wasn't one time. We were, you know, on and off friends. But he said similar things to what I said, which confirmed my assumptions. And that's why I'm so sure in the fact that I'm not crazy. There's many others who have the same thought process and patterns. So I hope this video reaches a lot of people and maybe help you guys get prepared for the coming things, so it's not just a blind side. I myself am doing my own preparations right now. I'm trying to start a little car business. Did a engine swap on this bad boy. Got a few more things to connect on it, and then it should be good to go. Other than that, I hope you guys good fortune. I hope to see you guys in heaven. I hope to be there. But yeah, I guess I'll end it here because I'm just rambling on. I don't know how to end videos. Shit, I don't even know how to start them. But if at least one person can see this and benefit from it, that's all right with me. Thank you guys.